Hello folks, my name is Rich Keener and I'm the Village Manager for the Village of Villa Park. And today's one of my segments where I'll be talking about an upcoming board meetings agenda. So folks, today's segment will discuss the July 26th board meeting formal agenda. So let's start. So on the agenda we have number 1, which is call to order, the roll call. Number 2 is the Pledge of Allegiance. Number 3 is public comments on agenda items. And folks, that's the appropriate time for anyone in the audience to come to the podium and to comment on items that are on the formal agenda for that evening. So moving on, we have number 4, which is amendments to the agenda. And folks, that's the appropriate time for the elected officials to modify the formal agenda for that evening. Number 5 is proclamations. So we have 5A, which is a proclamation proclaiming October 2021 as Arts DuPage Month in Villa Park. Moving on, we have number 6, which is a presentation. It's a report. 6A, it's the Sugar Creek Golf Course Calendar Year 2020 Audit presentation by Ed Tracy from Selden Fox Ltd. Moving on, we have number 7 on our agenda, the consent agenda. We have 7A, minutes from the board meeting held on July 12th, 2021. And we have 7B, which is our bill listing for the week of July 19th, 2021, in the amount of $548,470.45. So moving on for Monday night, July 26th, we have number 8 on our agenda, which is the first reading on ordinances to be codified. So we have 8A, which is an ordinance of the Village of Villa Park, DuPage County, Illinois, increasing the number of Class I liquor licenses to sell alcoholic liquor to patrons seated at tables or at the bar for consumption on the premises. So folks, the background on this particular item is that El Patron 64 Bar and Grill has changed ownership and they cannot transfer the current Class I liquor license to the new owner. Cynthia A. Gonzalez Torres, owner of El Patron 64 Bar and Grill Inc., located at 623 West North Avenue, submitted the necessary documentation and has been approved by the local liquor commissioner to acquire a liquor license. If approved, this ordinance would replace the Class I liquor license to sell alcoholic liquor to patrons seated at tables or at the bar for consumption on the premises. This ordinance then keeps the number of Class I liquor licenses at 10 and 69 total licenses within the village. This item satisfies the long-term complex strategic plan goal, continue to follow a long-term master financial plan to fund all village needs. So folks, just as I've read, El Patron 64 Bar and Grill has changed ownership, and when that happens, you cannot transfer the liquor license to the new owner. They have to go through the process of a background check and be approved and things of that nature. And so that's what has transpired, and this will be for consideration Monday night, July 26th. So moving on to number 9, which is our ordinance section, we have 9A, which is an ordinance of the Village of Villa Park, DuPage County, Illinois, granting a variation from Article 7, Section 7.2 to allow a one-car garage in the front yard at 614 South Wisconsin Avenue. So folks, the background on this particular item includes the petitioner is seeking a variance to build a one-car garage in the front yard as a result of unique property characteristics. Per Village Code, a 2-car garage is required and it cannot be located in the front yard. Staff reviewed the variation request and believes that a hardship exists because of unique property characteristics. The home was built in 1921 with a setback over 100 feet from the front lot line, making it not feasible to construct a garage in the rear yard. In consideration of safety, light, and neighbor's view, a one-car garage is being proposed instead of a two-car garage. The proposed one-car garage would make it easier and safer for the senior citizen homeowner. On July 8, 2021, at the public hearing, the Planning and Zoning Commission unanimously recommended approval of the variance, with the finding of fact that this variance meets the standards enumerated in Article 11.5 of Appendix C of the Municipal Code, Village of Villa Park Basic Zoning Ordinance. The proposed garage would measure 12 feet wide by 26 feet deep and would include a 3-foot apron. The elevation drawings indicate the height of the garage would be 12 feet as measured from grade to the top of the garage. The building materials would include siding and fiberglass shingles. The rear of the garage west elevation indicates a door and window. Staff recommends approval of the ordinance. So folks, as I've just read, we've got a property owner that would like to construct a garage in the front yard, and their home is so unique that it's set, I think it's 115 feet from the front property line, which is very, very unique. And so as that extends, there's not enough room in the rear yard to construct a garage. And most homes have a setback of about 30 to 40 feet. So when the garage is constructed, the garage will not impede the view of the neighboring homes. And so moving on to number 10 for our resolution section, we have 10A, which is a resolution of the Village of Villa Park, DuPage County, Illinois, approving a license agreement for a portion of alley right-of-way between the Village of Villa Park and the owner of properties at 8 and 12 West Terrace Street. So the background on this particular item is that the property owner at 8 and 12 West Terrace Street wishes to improve the existing alley right-of-way adjacent to the properties and use it for tenant parking. The alleyway is currently gravel, and they are proposing to pave the location to allow for tenant parking. This alleyway does not currently have any village-owned utilities located in it. A license agreement is necessary to grant the property owners permission for the tenant parking and to allow for the proposed construction. The license agreement will make the property owner responsible for any maintenance and repair of the proposed improvement. Staff recommends approval of the resolution and the granting of the license agreement. And so folks, at this location, the property owners are already using that location for additional parking. It's just gravel, and the village does not have any utilities underneath, and so it's fine with staff for them to repave it, and then they can continue to use it for parking. In fact, we'd rather it be repaved instead of having it as gravel. And so it's kind of a nice improvement, and the license agreement is needed for that improvement. So moving on to 10B for Monday night, July 26th, we have a resolution of the Village of Villa Park, DuPage County, Illinois, approving a contract with Globe Construction, Inc. of Addison, Illinois, for construction of the 2021 sidewalk program in an amount not to exceed $124,963.63, and waiving the requirement for open and competitive bidding. So folks, the background on this particular item is that the replacement of substandard public sidewalk at various locations throughout the village is proposed as part of the 2021 sidewalk program. The village previously awarded contracts to Globe Construction for its 2018, 2019, and 2020 sidewalk programs on the basis that Globe was the lowest bidder for a competitive joint bidding process held by the Village of Woodridge in 2018. The terms and conditions of the 2018 competitive joint bid allow for multiple year extensions to the contract, as long as the extensions reflect the same bid prices submitted as part of the 2018 joint bidding process. Staff recommends approval of a contract with Globe Construction, Inc. of Addison, Illinois for construction of the 2021 sidewalk program in an amount not to exceed $124,963.63. There is $125,000 budgeted for the sidewalk program in calendar year 2021 in Capital Projects Fund account number 6450210299. This item satisfies the village's short-term complex strategic plan goal, continue using an aggressive infrastructure replacement development plan that covers sewers, water main, streets, etc. So folks, we do this on an annual basis. This is our sidewalk program. It's the 50-50 program. And so this year we plan to spend $124,963.63, and we want to continue using Globe Construction of Addison, Illinois. In fact, by using the 2018 bidding numbers, that should save us substantial funding because the cost of concrete has really increased due to the COVID pandemic and materials. So we should save some money by using the 2018 bidding numbers. And so, folks, moving on to 10C for Monday night, we have a resolution of the Village of Villa Park, DuPage County, Illinois, approving change order number 1 to the contract with United Enterprise, LLC of Brookfield, Illinois, for construction of the Michigan Avenue Improvement Project, which was central to Kenilworth, for an addition in the amount of $402.84. So folks, the background of this particular item is that the village has a contract with United Enterprise, LLC of Brookfield, Illinois, in the amount of $1,328,629.90 for construction of the Michigan Avenue Improvement Project, which was central to Kenilworth. Proposed change order number 1 consists of the balancing of contract quantities as measured in the field to date. The net amount of proposed change order number 1 is an addition in the amount of $402.84 for an adjusted contract amount of $1,329,032.74. Staff recommends approval of this resolution. This item satisfies the village short-term complex strategic plan goal, continue using an aggressive infrastructure replacement development plan that covers sewers, water mains, streets, etc. So folks, we're proposing a change order number 1, which is we balance some of the quantities in the field, and there'll be another change order coming, but this just gets us closer to changing and closing out this particular project. And so you may say, hey, Keener, only $482, but in this change order, as an attachment that you can see with the agenda on the Granicus software, there's additions and there's subtractions. And then at the end of the day, the change order was for $402.84 as an addition. So moving on our agenda for Monday night, July 26th, we have 10D. It's a resolution of the Village of Villa Park, DuPage County, Illinois, approving change order number 1 to the contract with John Neary Construction Company, Inc. of Addison, Illinois, for construction of the 3rd Avenue Improvement Project, which is Holly to Division, for an addition in the amount of $54,297.75. So folks, the background on this particular item is that a contract for the construction of the 3rd Avenue Improvement Project, which is Holly to Division, was approved by the Village Board on April 26, 2021. This project includes sewer separation, lining of the sanitary sewer, and the resurfacing of the roadway, along with other associated work. During the installation of the storm sewer, additional pavement removal was needed due to poor soil conditions and the location of existing utilities. This effectively left a minimal amount of existing concrete roadway base, and it was determined it would be beneficial to remove the remaining portion of the concrete roadway base and reconstruct the pavement. This change order is to modify the scope of the project to provide for the reconstruction of the roadway. The change order also reflects the elimination of the pay items that were associated with the resurfacing. The net amount of this change order is an increase of $54,297.75 to the contract, but the reconstruction will extend the life of the roadway. Staff recommends approval of this change order. This item satisfies the village's short-term complex strategic plan goal: continue using an aggressive infrastructure replacement development plan that covers sewers, water mains, streets, etc. So folks, this is change order number 1 to the 3rd Avenue project. And if you recall, 3rd Avenue project was about 2 blocks in length, and one part was reconstruction of the roadway, the second part was resurfacing the roadway. But when they went in, some of the soils were unsuitable for construction, so they had to remove those. And by the time they had removed those soils, the second block, the resurfacing, there was a decision made, let's just reconstruct the second block as well instead of resurfacing. So the change order reflects taking out the resurfacing but putting in the reconstruction with concrete. And so the change order is $54,297.75. But at the end of the day, folks, there's a $30,000 contingency amount in there too, so hopefully we won't use that, and it'll bring the cost of the project less when we do the final balancing of quantities, and then we close the project out. So moving on, for Monday night, July 26th, on the agenda we have number 11, which is public comments on non-agenda items. Folks, that's the appropriate time for anyone in the audience to come to the podium and comment on items that are not on the formal agenda for that evening. Moving on, we have number 12, which is the village clerk's report, followed by 13, the village trustees report, followed by 14, the village president's report, followed by 15, the village manager's report, and then followed by 16, adjournment. So folks, if you have some time, please tune in to our 2 cable channels or our YouTube platform. You can watch it live, or you can come in person. The village hall will be open, and we'll be conducting business as normal as we can. I hope you're safe and having a fun summer. Hope to see you soon. Again, my name is Rich Keener. It's an honor for me to be the village manager for the Village of Villa Park. Take care.